allowances, academic staff and public universities in Nigeria are left to struggle with mega pay that does not reflect the cost of living in today's Nigeria.
Some university ASU members also shared their views.
We are all in line with what the chairman had just said. The idea is to sensitize the Nigerian public of the reluctance of government to ordinarily sign an agreement that is long overdue.
If we embark on strike, the parents will cry, the children will cry, the government will say we are saboteurs.
Since 2009, we entered into an agreement with the federal government, and the agreement is to be reviewed every 5 years. First and foremost, after the agreement, implementation was a problem.
God's Power Anele, Rstv News.
Meanwhile, the Academic Staff Union of Universities ASU Ignatius Ajuru University of Education branch, Port Harcourt, has called the attention of the public to the myriad of unresolved issues affecting the Nigerian university system. Chairperson of the branch, Comrade Ekaite Ekpo, said such issues is not addressed will push the Ignatius Ajuru University branch to join its counterparts across the country. Emmanuel Emeonu reports.
Solidarity forever! Solidarity forever! For the union makes us strong.
Professor Ekpo explained that the essence was to inform the public the failure of the federal government to implement the agreement reached for renegotiation. Recall that 2009 agreement between ASU and the federal government of Nigeria was intended to address critical issues including funding, university autonomy, and staff welfare. She noted that while both parties agreed to a renegotiation every 3 years, the federal government has stalled the process. According to her, public universities has remained underfunded and overwhelmed with challenges, noting that the agreement recognizes the specific revitalization funds to upgrade infrastructure, enhance research capabilities, and improve teaching conditions. But until date, only a fraction of the agreed funds has been released.
The 2009 agreement between ASU and the federal government of Nigeria was intended to address critical issues, including funding, university autonomy, and staff welfare. While both parties agreed to a renegotiation every 3 years, this has not been effectively carried out.
Professor Ekpo further explained that the victimization of members in some universities for exercising their constitutional and union rights, failure of the state and federal government to pay the outstanding 25 and 35% salary and promotion arrears to academic staff is unacceptable. She further noted that the government has failed to remit third-party deduction, including union checkups and other deductions made from staff salaries.
It is disheartening to report the continued victimization of ASU members in certain universities for exercising their constitutional and union rights. Our members have suffered arbitrary dismissals, denials of promotions, and other forms of harassment. We condemn these actions in the strongest terms and demand an immediate reinstatement and full restoration of all victimized staff.
Stakeholders pledged their support and assured commitment for a stronger union for the overall interest of the universities.
We of Ignatius, we are joining ASU National to be part of this protest.
I'm working free of charge for anybody. They get money at their own will, and then what is meant to, what is due you, who they even pronounced it. It wasn't the one that was the president pronounced 25-35, and the union said, okay, here you have not been paid.
Following the conclusion of its nationwide protest on Tuesday, members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities are set to hold congresses to decide the next line of action. This comes as the federal government meets today to address long-standing agitations over the implementation of the renegotiated 2009 FGN-ASU agreement, which triggered nationwide protests across universities on Tuesday. Earlier this year, the President Bola Tinubu administration released 50 billion naira to settle earned academic allowances owed to university lecturers and staff. However, ASU has consistently demanded clear commitments on improved salaries, conditions of service, university funding, autonomy, and a review of laws governing the National Universities Commission and the Joint Admissions and Matriculations Board. The meeting expected to be attended by the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, the Minister of Labour and Employment, Muhammadu Maigari Dingiyadi, and representatives of the National Salaries, Incomes and Wages Commission is expected to produce a timetable for signing and the phased implementation of the renegotiated agreement along with related reports. Government sources in the Education and Labour Ministries told newsmen that today's discussions would focus on reconciling the Yayale Ahmed Committee draft concluded in December 2024 with the original 2009 agreement and the subsequent recommendations, including the Nimi Briggs report. Also on the table is how to phase the fiscal commitments into the national budget and produce a legally binding instrument for signature. Break beckons, but just before we do that, do you love and care about River State and our peace? Let's build and take her to greater heights. It's a task we must accomplish. You can watch Rstv News live on YouTube and Facebook. At Rstv Online, you can subscribe and click the notification bell for updates on our live feeds. Up ahead, European leaders outraged after Russian strikes killed 15 and damaged EU headquarters. In sports, Amazon withdraws from Diamond League final. Details of this and more in just a moment.
I need the police that can respond to emergencies first.
I want the equipment I need to do my job.
I want a police that won't harass or arrest me for no just reason.
I want to be valued for my work, not feared by honest people.
I want a police that won't ask me anything for the boys.
I want a decent salary that is paid on time.
If it happen with good laws,
proper funding,
training,
and cooperation.
If it happen.
If it happen.
If it happen.
This is Rstv World News. We bring you world-class news, accurate, first-hand, entertaining, balanced analysis. Rstv, Channel 22 Port Harcourt.
Welcome back. Nigeria Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission says Nigeria's oil output has climbed to a new 6-month high, averaging 1.71 million barrels of oil per day in July 2025. The increase marks a 9.9% year-on-year surge, bringing the country closer to its budgetary and OPEC production targets. The NUPRC disclosed the latest figures on its X handle, noting that the total output comprises 1.507 million barrels per day of crude oil and 204,864 barrels per day of condensates. This represents a steady rise from the 1.69 million barrels per day recorded in June 2025 and a notable improvement from the 1.56 million barrels per day produced in July of the previous year. The Commission attributes a positive trend to a combination of enhanced security measures and improved operational efficiencies across the upstream value chain. The Commission's Chief Executive, Engineer Benga Komalafe, has previously emphasized the government's target of increasing production to 2.1 million barrels per day by 2026. The current figures show a positive trajectory towards achieving that goal, positioning Nigeria as a more competitive player in the global oil and gas industry. The Nigeria Immigration Service has announced an upward review of the cost of obtaining the Nigerian Standard Passport effective September 1, 2025. According to the statement signed by the Service Public Relations Officer, A.C. Akinlabi, the new fees will apply only to applications made within Nigeria. Report says last year, the 32-page 5-year passport booklet was increased from 35,000 naira to 50,000 naira, while the 64-page 10-year booklet went from 70,000 naira to 100,000 naira. The current review, which only affects passport application fees made in Nigeria, now set a new fee thresholds for 32-page with 5-year validity at 100,000 naira and 64-page with 10-year validity at 200,000 naira. However, the statement clarified that application fees for Nigerians in diaspora remain unchanged at $150 for the 32-page 5-year passport and $230 for the 64-page of 10-year passport. The Ogun State government has carried out medical examinations for its athletes ahead of the 9th edition of the National Youth Games, which will be staged in Asaba, Delta State. The screening held in Abeokuta under the supervision of qualified medical experts was designed to certify the health and physical readiness of the state's contingent before their departure. According to officials, athletes underwent routine assessments, including vital signs and monitoring, full body examinations, and general fitness checks. The exercise was described as both a preparatory step and precautionary measure to detect and address potential health concerns early. State sports administrators said the initiative reflects the government's commitment to athlete welfare and its broader ambition to build a support system that enables young sportsmen and women to perform at their best during the competition. The 2025 Youth Games, which runs from August 29 to September 6, is expected to feature more than 6,000 athletes and officials representing all 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory. The head of the European Union's Executive Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, has spoken of outrage at Russia's deadliest onslaught on Kiev since July, which also damaged the EU's delegation in the Ukrainian capital. 15 people, including 4 children, were killed, dozens more wounded, and the bombardment, Ukrainian officials said. According to the report, a 5-story residential building was destroyed and the EU office and nearby British consul were damaged. In a statement, von der Leyen said Russian missiles struck in close proximity to the diplomatic mission. 2 missiles hit a distance of 50 meters, approximately 165 feet of the delegation within 20 seconds. She said the overnight attacks followed a US-led diplomatic offense aimed at bringing an end to the war and infuriated the UK as well as the EU. UK Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer accused Russia's Vladimir Putin of sabotaging hopes of peace, unquote, while EU Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kale said they showed, quote, a deliberate choice to escalate and mock peace efforts. Although the Kremlin said Russia was still interested in negotiations, von der Leyen reiterated the strikes were another grim reminder that Russia would stop at nothing to terrorize Ukraine, killing men, women, children, and even targeting the EU. Ukrainian forces said Russia had fired almost 600 drones and more than 30 ballistic and cruise missiles, the biggest attack on the capital this month. Now, world record holder in the women's 100-meter hurdle, Sotobi Amusa, she has, however, pulled out of the final and has been replaced by the Bahamas' Devin Charlton. The final field has Charlton, reigning world champion Danielle Williams, and her Jamaican compatriot Akira Nugent, Dutch runner Nadine Visa, Ditaji Kambuji of Switzerland, and her compatriot Selena von Jakuski, as well as American trio Tonya Marshall, Grace Stark, and Kendra Harris next month in Tokyo, after she seemed to have stumbled on the first hurdle during her last race in the Lucien Diamond League, where she finished 5th in a time of 12.82s. From the entertainment desk comes this report that the Nigerian police force has reportedly rescued the kidnapped TikToker Pella. It was reported that the popular TikToker was allegedly kidnapped by unknown gunmen during live stream. Anna Ibrahim tells us more.
In a new update on social media, Pella close associate and colleague Sandra Benede disclosed his rescue. Sandra, in a live video, stated that Pella has been found and is currently with the DPO. Nigerian singers Burna Boy, Davido, Charlie Poppy, Rema and Arya Star have been nominated for the 2025 edition of the All Africa Music Award, Afrima. The list, which features artists across Africa, has Davido and Burna Boy nominated in 5 categories each. Burna Boy hits No Sign of Weakness and Davido's latest album, 5, were nominated for Album of the Year and also secure Song of the Year and Best Collaboration nomination with their hit singles. DJ Maforisa of South Africa matched the 2 Nigerian giants with 5 nominations, including Album of the Year and Best Africa DJ. Charlie Poppy, a Nigerian fast-rising street pop musician, got 4 nominations, including Song of the Year and Artist of the Year. Similarly, Tanzania artist Diamond Platnumz continued his dominance in East Africa with 4 nominations, while South Africa's songstress Tyler earned 4 nominations. Tanzanian musician Juma Jukes earned 3 nominations, including Song of the Year with his song Ololufemi. Nigerian disc jockey Florence Otedola, popularly known as DJ Copy, has revealed that she has become fresher since she stopped watching football and worried about English Premier League side Manchester United poor performances. Anna Ibrahim, Rstv Entertainment News.
And that's the news at 3. But just before I step aside, do you love and care about River State and her peace? So let's build and take her to greater heights. It's a task we must accomplish. You can watch our news live on YouTube and Facebook at Rstv Online. You can as well subscribe and click the notification bell for updates on our live feeds.